Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and happy Saturday, happy second to last day of my Walt Disney World trip. Getting very sad. We're coming down to the end here. Very sad. And we're here at the Art of Animation, Disney's Art of Animation Resort, which is where me and my family are currently staying. Let me first start off by apologizing if I sound a bit congested and whatnot. I've had a cold this whole trip. Cinema Sickness Jr. caught a cold, like, I don't know where, but like on the second day he got a cold. And passed it along to me and my wife, but I've been dealing with it pretty well as long as I've been getting sleep. My cold hasn't been really bad. Unfortunately, last night, Cinema Sickness Jr. was not feeling well. He had a bit of a fever, was up pretty much all night, coughing and all kinds of stuff. Couldn't sleep last night. And well, when you're in a room with a 1.5-year-old who can't sleep, that means you're not going to be getting much sleep either. And I did not get much sleep, so my cold is coming back right now. Because I didn't get any sleep, I'm very tired. I did just eat something, so at least I'm not hungry right now. That's good. Unlike all the other vlogs I've done this week where I, for whatever reason, shot them before I've eaten. That's ridiculous. But, yeah, so I do apologize. I'm a little down and out in this video. I'll try to be more upbeat, as usual. So, alright, we're here again at the Art of Animation, which is where my wife and I are from, where me, my wife, and my son are staying. It's a beautiful resort, and I figured let's walk around because I slept a little bit today, and I'm not going to go to the park right away. I will go later on this evening. So we're going to take a look at the resort. The Art of Animation Resort. So it's pretty nice, actually. This is the second half of Pop Century. We're going to go inside. What I mean by that is that when Pop Century was being built, which is another resort for those who do not know, look it up. Pop Century, when that was being built, it's supposed to be in two sections. Half the section was currently built, and the second section, which was across this little lake in between, never was finished. And that's because, unfortunately, 9/11 happened. The towers came down, and planes were crashed, and all kinds of horrible things like that happened. And because of that, tourism took a bit of a dive. There weren't as many people flying, because I guess people were scared, I don't know, but there weren't as many people flying or even going on trips. I guess morale was just down in the country, and as of that, tourism in of itself was down. So Disney did not finish building the second half of Pop Century. They never built it. So this section right here kind of just sat abandoned. It was just a bunch of shells of buildings. You could actually look across the lake and you could actually see the fact that there were like buildings back there across this lake that were never finished. You can see pictures of that online. If you go online, you can look at pictures. I remember me looking at pictures of that before they had built this. Looking at pictures of that, thinking it was very interesting that there were these shells of buildings across this lake from this resort, because half of it was never finished due to the fact that tourism was down, and Disney just went, well, what's the point of putting all this money into a resort that nobody's going to use? All the resorts that we currently have are not being filled because people aren't traveling as much. Made sense. So eventually, down the line, tourism started to pick up again. Things are back to normal now, and that is why Disney built the Art of Animation, which is a fantastic resort. Loving it. I love the whole design of all these just like sketches. You will see stuff like this all over the resort. I love the background there. Look at that. That looks cool. That is very awesome. I know I'm not like, oh, that's cool. I do apologize. I really do. Nothing like having a cold in Walt Disney World. What a place to have one. Look at this. What do you call this? A chandelier up here? I guess it'd be a chandelier. It's a really funky one, but look at that. That is really cool. Loving that. All these sort of sketches on the wall here. Sort of, I guess you say, concept art. That is really cool. Screaming children, you will hear many of that in Walt Disney World. And yes, we do have our own arcade over here. Pixel Play Arcade. Much bigger than the arcade over at the boardwalk yesterday, which is interesting. You think a resort like the boardwalk would have a huge arcade. Not so much. This here's one of their more budgety hotels. Although even though it is a bit of a budget hotel, it's actually a little bit more expensive than the other budget hotels. So if you're going to stay here, prepare to pay a bit more than you would at Pop Century or any of the all-star resorts. And we are here in the ink and paint shop, which is there. The little gift shop. I can't even think today. Little gift shop. All kinds of goodies you can pick up in here, especially tons of art and animation goodies, which is really cool. I'm picking up a postcard from there later on. And then we have Landscape of Flavors, which is there. Little restaurant area. And come over here, get some meals. I love all the paintings on the walls. Very cool. Again, it looks like a whole bunch more concept art. I think it's really, really cool. We have stuff like for cars. And I think there's like a Little Mermaid and Finding Nemo. You get all sorts of delicious treats here. I just ate breakfast right here, and it was definitely delicious. I had waffles. Unfortunately, not Mickey-shaped waffles. They don't have Mickey-shaped waffles here. But they do have waffles with little pressed characters into them. Like I think I had like Ariel and like Nemo or something like that in mine. So very cool. I really like these. Those lights up there are really cool. Alright, back outside. We are gonna take a look. There's Sally. That's awesome. We're gonna take a look at the actual resort now outside. Here is their main pool, which I think is called the Big Blue Pool, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously all Finding Nemo themed. Yes, the Big Blue Pool. Theming it definitely has. Look at that. Very awesome. My wife and son, I think, are currently over here somewhere swimming. I don't know. They went there, but I got up and got food and decided to film. Oh my god. I do apologize. The drop-off, which is where they would normally be serving beverages and whatnot, but not right now. Alright, I want to check the pool out. I haven't even looked at the pool. I've been over here, like, sort of, but I really never got a good look at it. So I'd love to actually maybe walk around the pool, check it out. Who knows? Maybe we'll run into the son and wife over here. I don't even know how you get into the pool. Am I allowed to walk through one of these little gates here? I guess they're gated off so like children aren't going to run in here. It's going to open up? It does open up. Alright, that's good. I have it all gated off. And you will have little kids running over here and falling into the water and having a lifeguard have to save their lives. You wouldn't want that. As you can see, very cool theming, as Disney tends to do. I love all the jellyfish over there. That's really cool. Yeah, definitely had a Finding Nemo theme, which makes sense because we are between the Finding Nemo buildings over here and there's a crush over there. So each building has their own theme. I think each building has their own pool too, if I'm not mistaken, but this is the main pool. And look, there's Nemo and his father, and there's Mr. Ray, right? If I'm not mistaken, up there. Some of Nemo's buddies all along the walls, swimming over here. Very cool. I do apologize for not. Thank you. I do apologize for not knowing the names already.
Sorry about that.
And apparently my son is running off. we have found my son, and my son and wife. Apparently, my wife was taking pictures of a family, and as that was happening, my son decided to run off. My wife is going to be so mad that I'm going to be filming her in a bikini, but it is what it is. Sean! Hey, buddy! Sean! Hey, behind you! Hi! Hi!
Is it Dad?
So obviously, he is quite enjoying the water here. That's awesome. Is he liking it?
Yeah.
My son loves water. The other night it was raining. He got completely drenched and loved every second of it. My wife and I were miserable because we were wet. He was smiling, kicking, screaming, having so much fun. right. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Scoot down the water. Bye-bye. Alright. So there you go. As you can see, they're having lots of fun. I'm gonna go check out Crush. This is awesome. I'm sure I'll get flack later on for filming my wife in a bikini. My wife, a little camera shy. That's why she doesn't get in my videos very often. People ask, why isn't your wife in your videos more often? She's a bit camera shy. Doesn't necessarily like being in the videos. She's always like, oh, my makeup and all that kind of stuff. This is cool. Does water spit out from here? Oh yeah, look at that. I assume this is all wet. I was like, water must be spitting out. Oh, there you go. See? That's awesome. Kids can run through there. All right. There you go. There's the big blue pool, the main pool here at the art animation. I'm going to shut this gate here. Again, we don't want any kids getting drowned. So look, Crush and Dory up there. That's awesome. I love these huge statues they have. They have these at like all the resorts. That is so cool. And again, like Mr. Ray's over there, which is awesome. Hey, that is his name, right? Mr. Ray. Their teacher. I feel bad because I don't have all the names of like everybody from Finding Nemo memorized. I should. It's a great movie. I've seen it a million times. I don't have the names already memorized. We got Squirt over here in this little play area, which is really cool. Look at that. Little dude. So cool. Little dude playing in the little dude area. We can walk through here. Look at that. Oh yeah, not too tall. Awesome. This ground is very cool too. You walk in these ground, it's very spongy, like super spongy. That is great. Playing up here on the coral, very cool. All right. So this is the Finding Nemo section. So all these sections are actually suites, with the exception where my wife and I are staying, which is a little weird how they did that. The Little Mermaid section, which is the section my wife and I are staying in, is the only section that are just regular rooms and aren't suite rooms. I'm not sure why they did it that way, but they did. Let's see, all right. Little Mermaid, Lion King, Cars. We didn't check out Cars. Here's the map. And we are right here. So these are Finding Nemo, Cars, that's Lion King, and Little Mermaid. So that's what we're gonna take a look at. So let's walk over the Cars. So as you see, right across is Pop Century. There's actually this really cool bridge right here. So if you have friends sitting over the Pop Century, or maybe some of your family wants to stay there and you want to stay here, not a big deal. All I gotta do is walk over this little bridge right here. With this little hourglass lake they have. And you're good to go. Look at that great view. That's where we're staying over there. We have stayed there. So again guys, before what you used to do is, if you were staying in one of these hotels, you would look across this lake and you would see all of just the shells of these buildings that were just sitting here, kind of decaying, just nobody in them, empty, never finished. Look, oop, get it, look. Oh, he ran away, there's a lizard. So yeah, you would look across this lake and all you would see was just these buildings that were just abandoned, never built. Started, but never finished because unfortunately, as I said, 9/11 happened, tourism went down, and Disney just didn't see the reason to finish building this resort because what was the point? The other resorts were not being filled up. Why build a whole new one? Which is kind of a shame because it would have been really cool to have this have a Pop Century and this have a Pop Century as well. I can't remember the decades. I'm really not remembering the decades, but this was like supposed to be, I think, 80s to something, and this is going to be like, I don't know, the beginning of the century up to something. I honestly don't remember what decades Pop Century is, but find out what decades Pop Century is, and then go down from there. So this was supposed to be very early. I think like like the 20s and 30s and 40s and stuff like that, which would have been pretty cool. I would have liked to have seen how they did that because you think like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. You think of the typical stuff. You think like there's disco, there's all the 80s Rubik's cubes and what, like 50s rock and roll and 60s hippies and stuff like that. Very common stuff, but I really would like to have seen what they would have done with the centuries back. That would have been really interesting to see where they would have gone with that. Would have loved to have seen it, but unfortunately, like I said, it never happened. That's okay, because you got this great art animation resort over here. It's starting to get warm out. All right, here we go. Here's cars coming up over here. And you can see we're still on the back of Finding Nemo. I'm not 100% sure they're done with the resort though, because it looks like they're still painting it. They've been doing a lot of work while we've been here, a lot of like scaffolding and painting and stuff like that. And I look at the paint job and I can see it doesn't look perfect. There are a lot of like areas where I can see it doesn't look finished. So I'm thinking, there's so many helicopters. All week, helicopters flying overhead constantly. I don't know if they're Disney helicopters. I thought Disney Resort was like a no-fly zone. That's what I read. So anyway, I don't quite know if they're finished with the resort as far as painting is concerned. I do think there is some more of that to happen. So here's where we get into cars, and I love it. The stairwells in like Pop Century stuff. You can see there's like a yo-yo over there. I think there was like a bowling pin over there. Those are the actual stairwells. They're what hide the stairwells. They're what give it some cover in case it rains. Here at the Art and Animation, they have these sketchbooks. So they got sketches on. You can see up there the rings, and they're folded over. So it's like somebody was sketching and then folded the paper over, and that is what hides and shields the stairwells. I think that's really cool how they did that. Ugh, I'm so sorry, guys. Lack of sleep plus a cold doesn't help a cold. I mean, look at the detail. Like, this is what I find amazing. Like, did they really have to do individual pages? They didn't, but they did because it's Disney, and that's what Disney does. They go one step beyond. I think that is so cool. Just little tiny details like that in their designs, which I think is awesome. This lake is really pretty. I've actually not seen this lake before. Like I said, I have seen the Pop Century, but I never walked to the back of it because unfortunately I did not find out about the abandoned buildings across the river or across the lake until after I had already gone home. And at that point, well, it was too late. Had I known that, I would have definitely been across here like taking pictures and stuff because I would have loved to have seen that. It's definitely starting to get warm out. Earlier, when I first came out here, I first went over to get breakfast. I was thinking, oh, it's pretty nice out. Not very warm. There's a nice breeze blowing. Sun behind clouds. It's very cloudy today. Apparently it's supposed to rain later on. But I was thinking pretty nice out. Yeah, the sun's coming out. The humidity's starting up. It's not as nice anymore. Hopefully this video won't be too long. There's a lot of walking in this video. It's a big resort. Alright guys, so here it is. The cars, the section. Let's see, they have a cozy cone pool. So yes, they do have their own pool here as well. Like I said, all the sections have their own pool. What is this over here actually? This part is actually not a sketch pad. I haven't seen this. I haven't been back here yet. So this is an ad for Piston Peak. That is really cool. Radiator Springs, US. Say 66. I can't see, the sun's blocking it. That is really cool. And Luigi's Leaning Tower. Alright, so not everything are the sketch pads, but a lot of them are. At least all the ones I've seen so far are. But I love these ads. Those are really cool. Wow, I've not been over here yet, guys. This is great. Love all the signs, the Route 66 signs. Those are really cool. Oh, I love it. It does look like the Cozy Cone. Look at that. You guys remember from Cars? The Cozy Cone was the Cozy Cone Inn? Oh, look at all the characters. There's George Carlin. Oh my god, this is so cool. Look at this. You can get right up with them, get your picture taken and whatnot. And apparently, get inside there. Look at that. Recycle your oil. I love this. This is so cool. All the stickers. Oh my gosh, look at all the stickers, guys. Paul's just speaking. I'll read them. That is awesome. If only I had a cinema sticker, I could just pop it on there. They would never know. They would never know. I did not bring one with me, unfortunately. That is too cool. Peace, love it. Leave a comment below. What is his real name in the movie? Is it Dusty or something like that? No, that's not right. No, Dusty's the other guy, right? What's his name? He's George Carlin. What's his name, though? Oh, look at this. How cool is that? Ka-chow, Lightning McQueen. I love the Lightyear tires. That is so cool. And is this Holly Shipwell? Right here, I believe, right? Right? Shift well by name, shift very well by reputation. Oh, look at this. Wheel Well Motel. That is hard to say. All the gas pumps right here. I wish gas was like $1 too. That'd be awesome. Here's Sarge's Supply Hut. Not sure what's in there. It's closed. Whatever it is. Maybe just a storage building for Disney. I'm not sure. Can we see inside? Windows are all black. Nope, can't see in there. There's Sarge. So cool. I love that you can get right up with these and get your picture taken. That is awesome. Ooh. So, I see something cool over there. So look at that. Cozy cone. Look at all the... Can you guys see that? I don't want to necessarily go in there, but... Each of the cones, you can actually go inside. There's chairs in each one of those. So if it's really sunny out, you're getting warm, and you're watching your children at the pool, you can go inside the cone there and get shaded by the cone itself. That is really, really awesome. I love they have the antenna on the top, the TV. That is so cool. Radiator Springs Chamber of Commerce. Look at that. Little details, guys. They didn't need to do that. Why would they need to put that on a gate? They want it, but they did. That is so cool. This is what I'm excited about. Check this out, guys. There's some kids playing on it, so we won't be able to get necessarily right up on it, but this is really cool. It's Mater. How awesome is that? That is so cool. Oh, I'm loving this. And we have Tow Mater towing and salvage right here. Just absolutely amazing. I'll get the Cozy Cone Motel sign. Disney, that's all I have to say is Disney. That is amazing. Look at that. Even the entrance to the pool looks like the entrance to a hotel. Look at the... Oh, this is cool. Look at the postcards. This is what blows me away. The little detail like that. Just the little tiny details is just so cool. No boy. Somebody's getting in trouble. There's Luigi's. Love it. The Leaning Tower of Tires. Very cool. There's Luigi and... what's his little helper's name? I don't know. I feel bad. I should know this stuff. So cool. I know you're all leaving comments down below, yelling at me, telling me what their names are. I don't remember. I do apologize. Look at that. So cool. That is awesome. No climbing. Just like that little girl was doing. But it's so awesome. I love it. So there's Cheech Marin over there. I'm just gonna call everybody by the actual people who voice their names. Look at this little pathway. It's like you're walking on a road. What's it say? Think Sheriff's slow. You won't get busted. Think again, because he's not rusted. Rusties. That is so cool. Oh, what's the back say? The back says stuff as well. Let's see. I'm loving this, guys. I love the Rusty sign. The back says, Mater used it, dang near fainted, looked like he had just been painted. Rusties. There's the Hornet. That. There's the sheriff over there. Again, look at the detail just in the ground. I mean, it looked like he's been pulling in and out of there. That's awesome. So apparently, they do not use the flip books here at, or the sketch pads here at the car section, which is fine. I really do enjoy these billboards. They fit. They're very cool. Whew, it's getting warm. Man, what's this? Ornament Valley Radiator Springs. I love that. I got these weird grassy areas too. It's all AstroTurf here. There's a few of these circles I found in the hotel already. There's the mine seagulls up there. So this is great. Okay. So I'm not completely wrong. Over there they have a sketch pad for cars. So it seems like maybe like the outside areas use the sketch pads and the inside areas don't. I'm gonna find out about that as I walk around. I've only noticed the sketch pads, but I'm not so sure. Or maybe they just use a lot of sketch pads and some stuff isn't sketch pads. I'm not so sure. Either way, it's pretty awesome. And either way, I'm very tired. All right, we only have half the resort to go yet, so we're good. This video might be a little lengthy, but shouldn't be too bad. I think we just have Lion King. Looking at the map over here, yes, Lion King and Little Mermaid. That's all we had to look at yet, and then we are good to go. Sorry, I'm like walking past the pool right now, thinking about my son running off the first second my wife turned her back. The first second she held that camera, was about to take a picture for somebody. Somebody was like, "Oh, could you take our picture?" Wife was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And then, as soon as she looks away, Simasikas Jr. takes off running, as he does. That's the fun of having a 1.5-year-old. So you see, they're doing this weird thing where they're kind of like painting in between each like little like section. They've been doing that at like all the resorts. I'm not really sure what they're doing. Like I said, I think they're definitely not done painting. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not done painting. There's some more of Little Nemo. Over here is Lion King. All right, so see, I guess it's just the outside sections of the parts of the resort you can see, like along the outskirts, have the sketch pads, but all the inside stuff has things like the billboards, has things like the seagulls are on the posts, the rocks for Lion King. So not everything is with sketch pads, but I do love how they always decorate the stairwells. I think that's so cool. And here's the Lion King. I love this section. I walk through this section every night getting back to my hotel, and I love it. And there's Rafiki over there. Look at that. So cool. Right here we got Pride Rock, which you'll see in a second when we come around. Look at that. Simba up there, that is so cool. That is too awesome. Of course, all the fun paintings on all of the buildings. I love how it looks like you're almost like you're walking through a jungle here. Very tall plants they planted here, which I think is really cool. Definitely adds to the ambiance and whatnot. And I love this, guys. Look at that. How cool. I love walking under here. Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba. Hakuna Matata, guys. You get to walk under here. That is so cool. I love this stuff. So again, these are all suites. As you can see, you have to walk in to like each building there. That's where all the suites are. And all the sections are suites except for the Little Mermaid section. Or the birds of paradise they got back there planted. Very cool. Again, getting very warm. Should have got up early and shot this video. Here's the elephant graveyard. The hyenas up there. There's Ed. So cool to see. You can all walk under here and climb through there, which I'm not going to do because I am a bit too tall for that. So awesome. There's Scar up there. Totally cool. As you see, look, see? They're doing tons of stuff here. And it's all like painting stuff, so I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. But it's definitely involves painting and whatnot. Here you go. Here's the Little Mermaid section. So maybe the Lion King doesn't have a pool. No, I guess the Lion King does not have their own pool. I think, I'm pretty sure Little Mermaid does, though. I believe my wife said she went over there and checked it out. Look at the directory over here. Yes, Lion King does not have their own pool. As you can see, Cars does, Little Mermaid does. There's the Big Blue Pool, but Lion King does not have one. So if we're staying at Lion King, not just a big deal. You just walk over to the Big Blue Pool. It's like right there. So that's probably why they just said, screw it. We're not going to give them a pool. They don't need it. There you go. See, there's the coral. Protecting the, well, hiding the stairwell. And there's like a dingle hopper right there. Look at all this stuff. So these are the normal hotels. These are not the suites. As you can see, the hotel rooms are just right there. There's no walking into a building. These look very much like all the other budget hotels, Pop and the All-Star resorts. I love all this stuff. There's Prince Eric over here, look at that. Too awesome. Ah, that is so cool. I love the Ursula. I think Ursula is probably my favorite villain, my favorite Disney villain. I love her song. I just love her. And there's a gigantic Ursula.
She's so excited.
That is too cool. And there's Sebastian rocking away in his little clam. And King Triton, very cool. So looks like they're about to do a bit of battling. I'm in between. Not a good place to be. Some dancing fish. I'll try to show you guys what I mean by the paint here. Well, now it's going to be very noisy. I'll try to talk loud. But you see things like this. I didn't even tell there, but the paint doesn't look like it's finished. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Alright, here's a Little Mermaid pool, which doesn't look nearly as impressive. It kind of looks just like a pool. I'm not so blown away by this. I see how it is. So the suites get these awesome, cool pools. The standard like hotel rooms just get this little dinky like, yep, here you go guys. Here's a pool. That's it. It's just a pool. Played some Beatles. There's really nothing over there. That's kind of a shame how they do that. You spend the extra money, you get the cooler pool, I guess. Oh well. Oh well. So the resort is awesome. I gotta say though, for the money you're paying, I would almost recommend staying at the Pop Century, or just staying at any of the 3 all-star resorts. If you're looking to stay at one of the more budget hotels, I'd recommend doing that. Not that this is a nice hotel, it is, but I think if you're not staying in one of the suites, it's kind of just like, why bother spending money? Because this will cost you a little bit extra than it will to stay at the other budget hotels. This is still a budget, but it's a little bit more pricey. They charge you a little bit more money to stay here. Not a lot. I'm not talking like hundreds and hundreds of dollars or anything like that. It's just a little bit more. But why not save yourself that little bit of money and just stay at Pop Century or the All-Star Resorts? That'd be my suggestion. So I really wouldn't recommend staying here unless you really want to check it out. My wife and I, we just want to stay at like every resort. So we really want to check it out. That's why we came here. Otherwise, you just don't really need to. There's Ariel and Flounder. That is too cool. Alright, we're going to walk back to the hotel room now. The only thing, because I would love to show you what the inside of the hotel room looks like. Only thing is, if I was smart, I would have started my video there. Because I don't know if the wife and son are back, and if they're decent. I don't know what they're doing. I don't want to walk in on them. So we're going to walk back, see if they're there yet. If they're not, we'll take a look at the room. If they are, I don't know. We'll see. So again, just wanted to walk you guys around the resort really quickly, just show you what it was. You guys are always asking to see the resorts that I'm staying in. And this is it. This is the Art of Animation. It's a very nice resort. Very cool. I do definitely enjoy it. Like I said though, for just a little bit of extra money you're going to be paying to stay here, it's not really worth it unless you really want to check it out. That's it. My wife and I, we really want to check it out. Really want to stay here. It's the newest hotel. We just wanted to see it because we're big Disney nuts. But for your average goer, if you want to stay at one of the budget hotels, again, just stay at Pop Century or stay at one of the all-star resorts. It's not really worth spending extra money. And I gotta get my key card out, or should I say my magic band out, if I can find it. I haven't been wearing my magic band. I'll talk to you guys about that later. Here it is. I've just been keeping it in my satchel. Man, it is getting warm out. I went from walking outside thinking, wow, it feels really good, to walking outside now and now I'm sweating to death. And I haven't walked from this way, so I think this is my hotel room over here. And yes, it is. So let's see if there's anybody inside. I don't hear anybody. Oh, hello, everybody decent? No, everybody's not decent. I'm not filming, no, well, I am, but not in. Sorry. All right, we're not gonna get to take a look at the hotel room. My wife is decent, but Cinema Six Jr. is not decent. He's getting a diaper change, and I don't think you guys want to see that. So, I don't know. Hold on a sec. I really want to show you guys the inside of the room. All right, let me know when he's decent. Okay, they're putting a diaper on now. Hi. All right. Beautiful blue skies here right now in sunny Florida. Although I hear that it's supposed to change later on today. The rain is going to come, which is going to suck. But what are you going to do? As long as I get some time in the parks, I'll be a happy camper. And now I am literally just killing time talking to you guys so we get into the hotel room so I can show it off to you guys. What else can I talk about? I don't know. It is a beautiful resort. We are enjoying our stay here. And I'm just rambling on, blah, 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 blah. I don't have anything to say. Oh, here we go. All right. Okay, guys. Everybody's decent now. So just quickly, I want to show you the big mess that is our hotel room right now. But I want to show you all the cool stuff. It's very cool, all these custom-made, although we have a light out here. Not good, Disney. We have these custom-made mirrors and headboards and little things. And hey, hello. Hi, say hi. There you go, look, say hi. I love this. I love this little coat rack here, this hat rack. That is really cool. I want one of these for my house. Even there's a curtain here. Look, even the curtains. All custom. Hi! And in the bathroom, custom curtain as well. Ariel on it. So there you go. That's the hotel room. Pretty standard hotel room, because we are just staying in one of the hotel rooms and not one of the suites. But it's nice. Oh, of course, I love the Prince Eric painting there. That is really cool. Alright, let's go back outside and finish this video up quickly. Alright guys, so there you go. That is it. That is the Art of Animation Resort. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick little walkthrough. Well, 41 minutes. Quick. None of my videos this week have been all that quick. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. You guys are always asking to see the resorts I'm staying in, so I just want to quickly show you guys around. If there's any questions you have, leave a comment below. I can answer any questions you have, I guess, hopefully. So there you go. Alright guys, that's it. So like I always say, thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see a brand new video from me every single day, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And also, if you're not already over at cinemasickness.com, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link down below to cinemasickness.com. Click on that link, head over there, check it out. There's a lot more to see there than just these videos. Alright. And that is it. Hello. Alright guys, again, thank you for watching. Have an absolutely fantastic, was it Saturday? And I will see you all tomorrow on Sunday, my last day here in Disney. So sad. Alright. See you then, guys. Bye.